right. Well, it's the summer, and that means it's blockbuster time. And
Bow,
we
bow, bow,
got
bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, that's great. I like it.
Beethoven's Fifth Trap.
Fifth trap. Um, words. What was I gonna say? Oh, so Quiet Place Part Two, Fast and Furious 9. Yeah, they came and went, but the real thing, what we're really waiting on, Black Widow. Where's Marvel gonna come back and come in strong? And some of these other superhero movies later in the year, like, it's not that we didn't care about the other ones, but it's like I think that was gonna be like the biggest test. And
Mm-hmm.
when you see 80 million in theaters for Black Widow, you might be tempted to think, it's not that great. Fast and the Furious did about that amount two weekends ago. Until you keep in mind that they also made 60 million on Disney Premiere.
Pop, pop.
Uh, so that means it has the highest debut pandemic debut. Um, yeah, since shoot, what came out before? Oh, gosh, what came out before the
Uh,
pandemic? I'm blanking.
Far From Home.
Yeah, I guess yeah, that'd be the last one.
Yeah,
So this is the and 106 100 sorry 140
140.
in a weekend is
That's nothing
not
to
a
sneeze at.
and to sneeze at. That's something to sneeze at in a regular. If
Mm-hmm.
someone opened 140, you'd be like, all right, green light the sequel.
Like ching
Um,
ching.
which gets me to problems with Black Widow, which I'll talk about later. It's not really about the there's I think everyone's gonna enjoy this movie a lot. And I'll talk my impressions a little bit later, but for that big of an opening and for it to be this movie, knowing that it's not gonna continue on into something, that hurts. Like that just this would be like this is like if Serenity opened to 140 and you're like, yeah, and it's like, but it's the last one. No. It's like it's not that fun.
Hey, you got to
Um,
go out with a bang though. It's like I'd rather you have one really solid movie than like one really solid one, like two ones that aren't that good.
yeah, yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Taryn said Yelena sticking around. Yes, Florence Pugh. Who? Huh? I'm gonna screw that up. Taryn,
What?
give me a pronunciation if you ever get a chance. How that will work, I don't know. But yeah, Marvel specific, or even other big blockbusters. But um, yeah, I think Steve hit on the nail. It's like Far From Home was like the last big one. All right.
She
So
said Florence Pupa.
Pew. So I was. I went a little too. I went. Yeah. There's a little too much emphasis.
Too much. Not enough. There you go. Close enough.
So more in our quick hits. Unfortunately, we have found out that Marvel and DC will not be at San Diego Comic-Con. At least the online edition that's coming up this summer. So there will be an online edition that happens in a normal time slot for San Diego Comic-Con. Uh, Marvel, I guess, really / Disney has been resorting to their investor meetings to show more of the information. So we got some of the updated like Star Wars information the last year, and then earlier this year was the whole Marvel slate and getting confirmations for like when Wakanda Forever is going to come out, Hawkeye, and all those things.
Hmm.
And then DC, the last year had the DC fandom event, which gave us all the Justice League updates and things like that. They'll be continuing that this year. Now, San Diego Comic Con is going to have a physical event. See, November 26th to the 28th. So it is still possible that both of these companies would decide to join in for that one. But currently, as we understand it, they're not doing it online, and that's presumed to mean they're also not going to do the physical one in November.
Don't know how I feel about physical meetups in big spaces still. Because every statewide, well, it depends on state to state. It's like numbers aren't super great everywhere still. So it's like, for me, I'd probably be kind of like iffy about showing up somewhere in person. especially for a real big event. I don't think my living at home if for a year and a half psyche is ready for a crowd that big.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can definitely understand that. I guess and I guess really what I'm not trying to stress, or I guess I'm not stressing for them to do the physical event. I'm just
Hmm.
confused. Why do y'all not want to
They don't want to
interact?
engage at all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I would want
Maybe
to
maybe
make.
they're just like, nah, we don't make comics no more. We in the movie business.
Yeah, it's Comic Con,
Right?
not E3, not
It's
a.
unless they want to follow in Sony steps and like do their own special thing with all their stuff and like nothing else, and it's like everybody who goes there, you come here just for us, and we don't have to worry about like, oh, we can't include this and we can't include that because we just don't have the space, so we can only do 5 big superheroes, and that's all we have space for. They can just be like, nah, everybody get a John. Like it's like, you want a table, yeah, come on down.
Like, but no one's going to a Sony event by itself. Like,
I
if
mean,
it
they
the
watch.
last year in the lead up to the PS5, sure. In those
Oh
years,
yeah.
if you have a Sony event, you have an Xbox event separate from, not that Xbox is doing
Hmm.
that, but if it was separate, then yeah, we would go because it's like we gotta touch that new controller. We gotta see that thing with our own eyes. After that, no. I mean, there are some Sony diehards I know would make the trip to it. So for those
Hmm.
people watching, they're like, I would do it. It's like, I'm not talking about you.
I mean, I feel like that's also the same people who would go anyway, because most people would just be like, I just watch from home. Why do I need to be there for?
Uh, yeah, okay. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just saying, but Hall H, the reveal of a trailer is a big deal.
Yeah, yeah,
That
it is. But
like,
apparently not to them. No, it's not.
I mean, it's been a thing for a while, but like, especially like from like '05 on, like
Hmm.
just all the nerd trailers that were getting dropped throughout the time. Was just really massive. And again, personally, I haven't got to have a Hall H experience. I've always wanted to have a Hall H experience. Because Comic Con got more and more, harder and harder to get into.
Yup.
Like,
Hmm.
I still think E3's got harder. It was much harder to get into right now. But Comic Con's gotten, subsequently even more harder. That just, and all the leaks, because there was a time period where everyone was nervous about YouTube. So like no one was like,
Yeah, no
I
one
don't know
wanted to
what
put
this is.
anything on YouTube. Like, oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's like let's just give it to Hall H and then we're gonna hold it for a little
Yeah,
bit.
and like nowadays, it's like, oh, if you want people to see it, you need to be on Twitch, you need to be on YouTube, or else it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, and we have preview trailers now, which
Hmm. I'm sensing you have feelings about this, Kenny.
why do I need a preview of the trailer, which in itself is a preview of the thing that I want to watch? Like that's just not.
Because it's like a teaser. It's like, I guess it's like the like a teaser versus a trailer. It's like a teaser is just like what, like, Nintendo does or has
But
done
wait,
with Metroid Prime 4, where they're just
but,
like, yo dog, we working on it, and like that's
but
all you know is that it's coming. Versus a trailer, which is what we got with Metroid Prime. What is it, Dread or whatever the new one is called?
yeah,
Fear.
okay,
I think
and
it's
I'm
Dread.
fine. But okay, but you understand, like, okay, so there's the teaser trailer, which doesn't really give you any story beats. It's just kind of like
Yeah,
a sizzle. It's just like boom,
it's
boom, boom,
just for
boom.
you to know that it exists.
Right. Then you have like the
People on
first
Earth are working on it,
yeah. Then you have like the first story trailer, which at least
hmm
gives you like a nugget of
which
like
spoils the most fun parts of the movie, because that's how the way that they always do trailers. Not they, them specifically, but they, when people who make trailers, it's like, how many YouTube videos are there of like, oh, the time that the twist of the film is spoiled by the trailer for the movie or some business like that.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So they've added a preview of the teaser,
Hmm.
and that's where I'm like, no, I don't need you to
Yeah,
tease the tease. What sense does that make?
that doesn't make any sense.
You know,
That's I don't know, an appropriate metaphor that I pull out of the ether that is both funny and apt.
Mm-hmm. Terrence says we're spitting bars right now. Appreciate that, Terrence. All
I'm
right.
trying.